Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. I don't understand the focus on coronavirus testing, spending billions of dollars and the amount of human cost and time that could have been more wisely spent or returned to the taxpayer, merely to discover prevalence. We know it's prevalent. Testing's ostensible additional purpose, as argued by Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat of California, for mass testing, 60 to 80,000 a day, and hiring and training 10,000, quote, trackers, to search out everyone, the millions of people that anybody who's tested positive has been in contact with. Those trackers are going to be scouting in every imaginable locale, from Calexico to Modesto, Los Angeles to Los Banos, San Francisco to Crescent City. And if you find even half of the millions who are infected, you keep them all in quarantine? How do you enforce that? And the tests yield many false positives, which worry people, the quarantine people, unnecessarily. And many false negatives, which allow carriers to sally around infecting others. By the way, every one of my assertions about the false positives, false negatives are all documented in, if you'll search on A Smarter Approach to the Pandemic and the name Nemko, Nemko, you will find the text version of this. Anyway, and you could test negative today and test positive tomorrow. Do we test millions of people, day in and day out? Even every month in and month out? Even in the low probability that all of these mentions, these concerns that I've mentioned are overblown, we would save a relatively few lives, and mainly old people. According to the CDC, today, corona deaths total, ages 0 to 54, 1,923. People who are 54 and older, 11,522. Most of those, 75 or older. And they have, importantly, these are people with severe underlying conditions. So they can live a little longer, often in a nursing home, only soon to be beset by the death-causing sequelae of one of their underlying conditions, a more horrific disease such as diabetes, amputations, and blindness, which precede their death, a crushing heart attack, coronary heart failure, or vegetating stroke. Almost as foolish as spending so many billions more on treatment and research to find better treatment is that our existing costs and that we've spent on treatments, putting on people on ventilators and these various drug cocktails, it isn't working for 88% of them. They're dying. Huge cost, major diversion of medical resources from people with greater potential to profit. And then there's handing out stimulus checks. Everyone has their hand out knowing there's minimal checking. Hey, until social shaming, even Harvard and Stanford with their $40+ billion endowments had their hands out. How's all this going to get paid for? Borrowing and printing more money, which at minimum makes everyone's dollars worth less. That's $1,200 a person. It's going to end up being trivial in real dollars. Our government is robbing Peter to pay Peter. Perhaps worse, we're increasing our already $25 trillion debt, over $1 trillion of which is to the Chinese. That not only increases the cost of future taxpayer debt service, but it's an increasingly existential threat to the very United States. Everyone knows you should stay 6 feet away and wear a mask in a store. We don't need more millions of dollars of government money to promulgate the universally known. Yeah, in low compliance areas, community leaders should encourage residents to follow those guidelines. It is so sad that in some areas people need such additional encouragement. I certainly would not shut down the economy. The short and long-term sequelae are too great. Small businesses going out of business, people unable to pay rent, people's life savings decimated in the stock market decline, countless people suffering the mental, physical, and relational cost of isolating, sheltering in place. The only major effort the government should be involved in is to fund undercapitalized efforts to create a vaccine. Big Pharma has plenty of money. The government should support only startups that have smart research avenues but little money. Now that's what I think is the wisest plan. Anyone want to argue with me? Agree with me? In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially hitting the share button below and sharing on your social media so that my efforts can have greater impact. And I'm flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.